Okay, hello YouTube. This is just going to be a quick build log. Just going to show you the parts right now and then we'll get right into the building. This is just for a customer that's just looking for a basic build. I included a lot of upgradability in the PC, but to start off with, it's just going to be an Antec 300, very simple case, good airflow. And we come down to the two main pieces. I actually got a very, very good deal on these pieces. If you have a Micro Center near you, they do motherboard CPU combos where if you get a combo, you get an immediate $50 rebate off of the motherboard, which is just an incredible value. So for an i5 2500K and a Z68LX from Asus, we were looking right around, let's see, I actually don't know. I think that was $179 when I got it in store, and then $60 for the motherboard, which is just an unprecedented value. And then of course we have just some other basic stuff. Kingston RAM, 8 gigs there. Just an LG optical drive, CD, DVD burner, an OEM hard drive. This is just going to be from Western Digital. It's just a Caviar Blue 500 gig hard drive. Again, just a very, very simple build. On top of the Antec, we're going to have Corsair CX. It's a Builder Series 500, which will be plenty enough power to power everything we need, and a Radeon HD 6770. It's going to be made by Diamond. Again, another good card, plenty of upgradability. But I'm going to go ahead and start tearing into some of this stuff, and I will see you guys here when we put the CPU on the motherboard. Okay, hello again. Just put the i2500K into its socket. Now I'm using the just standard Intel CPU fan, just because I can, and there's no need for an aftermarket cooler. And I'm just going to go ahead and push the pins into the socket, and then I should be good to go. I will turn the camera back on shortly. Hang on. Okay, I think I finally got the CPU and the motherboard where you guys can see it, at least most of it. It is propped up on a chair, so I do apologize for any sort of shadow or glare. Next thing we're doing is installing RAM, Kingston HyperX. Really good RAM for the money. It cost me $30 for 1600 speed RAM, so for 8 gigs, 4 gigs per stick. Okay, just going to put it in there, and you're going to press, and you will hear it lock into place, and it is easy. It is as easy as that. Get the other 4 gig stick. And I know I spoke about upgradability earlier in the video. This is one of the easiest places to upgrade. The motherboard, again, a lot was invested in it. But since we're doing 4 gigs per stick, the board is actually compatible all the way up to either 16 or 32 gigs, but either way, this is a very easy upgrade that any user, even if you're not familiar with computers, can do, and greatly increase performance. So, and it's cheap as well. So it's definitely going to extend the life of any PC. So we got a second stick in there, and again, please do refer to your own motherboard manual as to which slots they go into. Mine and the Asus are going to go in the 2 blue slots. The colored slots are typically slots 1 and 2, but of course refer to your manual if required. The next thing we're going to do is put this bad boy in the case, so I will be back and showing you how to screw your motherboard in. Okay, so we just have kind of a temporary placement of the motherboard in here. I'm just attempting to screw it in right now. So you guys will be able to see a little bit more here as soon as I start screwing in the higher up screws. You always want to make sure that you get all the screws into any motherboard. Obviously not just to properly secure it, but also because each screw serves as a grounding point. So just in case there is a short on your motherboard, you want to make sure that that it will ground to the nearest screw. And again, not every motherboard is the same, so if you have a different motherboard than this, please check to make sure that you have all your screws, because they are most definitely going to be different. Okay, there are actually going to be a couple of screws up top, so I'm going to attempt to move this and get those in there. Okay. Sometimes there are going to be screw holes that looks like aren't always necessary. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off and take just a once over of this entire board. Okay, so it just looked like there were a couple of small screws that were very, very difficult to get in. One being right there. It was just a little too thin to for my fat screwdriver, and then one right there. A lot of times on your cases you will have raised up kind of like little nubs for your motherboard to sit on. This one had 4. They were here, you can't see, there, and there, but the back 2 did not have little raised nubs, so they were particularly difficult to screw in. And a lot of times, I don't want to call this case cheap, but a lot of times with cheaper cases, you will find that you'll find kind of that pish posh just to find a level surface to place your motherboard on. So, but we got it in, not an issue. The next step is going to be the graphics card. So I'm going to, I'm actually going to get the graphics card in and show you guys how easy it can be to install one.